It's Friday, everyone. What do we do on Fridays here at the Hint Hive? That's right, we smash the patriarchy. Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Hint Hive, Amplifying Women's Voices. I'm your host, Kelly Hint, Queen Bee of this hive, here to talk all things empowerment, truth, and today, the radical act of reclaiming one of the most powerful words in the English language. No. Yep, that's right. 2 letters, 1 syllable. But in a society that glorifies being agreeable, accommodating, and always available, saying no can feel like you're walking through a minefield. For women especially, the pressure to be yes machines is relentless. Yes to overtime. Yes to family obligations. Yes to that friend who calls only when she needs something. Sound familiar? Well, today we're flipping the script. Get comfy because we are diving deeper into why saying no is badass, how it sets the foundation for healthier relationships, and how you can embrace it as your new favorite superpower. Okay, before we jump in, for those who listened to last week's episode, you know that I have been very sick, and clearly there's still a little bit left going on, a little bit of sinus stuff going on, so apologies if this isn't as auditorily perfect as you like it to be. Feel free to skip this one. But again, I want to record despite the fact that my voice isn't where I like it to be, because this is one of the last 2 episodes for this dumpster fire that we call 2024. Okay, maybe that's a little bit harsh. Maybe dumpster fire isn't the right word. Okay, it's been a personal dumpster fire for me. How about that? There we go. However, I am rising above all of the fire in the dumpster, and I am going to end 2024 with positivity and gratitude and love and just trying to spread empowerment to all of my listeners. So, thank you for sticking with me, despite the fact that I still do not have my entire voice back. I appreciate all of you listeners. Believe it or not, I still haven't figured out what the topic is going to be for the last episode of the year, the last episode of season 1. So feel free to send me some suggestions, because maybe, just maybe, I won't have recorded it already by the time you listen to this. You never know. And if it's an amazing topic, I may just start the new year off with it, right? Start the new year off with a bang. Okay, enough's enough. Let's get to the meat of the episode. And let's do that by starting with the big question. Why do we feel so guilty saying no? And given that we are, the holiday season is upon us, and we're saying yes all the time, and we're feeling so over obligated. We have to go to this person's house and that person's house, and we have to bake this and, cook that and blah, blah, blah. I think that the timing is really good on this one, right? Because I know I'm not the only one that still has a little bit of guilt for saying no, right? Now, again, this is all about healthy boundaries, which is so much of the work that a lot of us need to do, because we have been conditioned to be a certain way. And we are saying, nope, not going to do that anymore. We are rediscovering ourselves, and we are getting in touch with our true, authentic natures, and we are going and being that badass babe that we know that we are. So let's start by talking about the conditioning of yes. Because here's the deal. From the moment that we are little girls, society hands us this unspoken rule book, right? Be nice, be polite, don't rock the boat, and for the love of God, do not upset anyone. Saying yes becomes this twisted version of survival. It's bizarre. Now, I want to be real with you. Saying yes is not inherently bad. Yes can be beautiful when it is intentional. The problem is when yes comes from fear instead of choice. I mean, come on, ladies, can we talk about how draining that is? It's like running on a treadmill that never stops. You're exhausted, but you can't get off because what if someone's feelings get hurt? What if they label you as difficult, selfish, or, my personal favorite, bossy? But here's the truth. Every single time you say yes to something that you don't want, you are saying no to yourself. And your needs, your boundaries, guess what? They matter. So let's talk about the magic of boundaries. What are boundaries? Think of them as your personal VIP velvet rope, right? They're not about keeping people out. They're about deciding who and what gets access to your energy. And here's the plot twist. Boundaries are not just for them, they are for you. When you set a boundary, you are telling yourself, hey, I'm worth protecting. My time, my energy, my peace, they are valuable. That is not selfish. That is actually self-love in action. Here's an example. Let's say your boss emails you on a Saturday night asking for something urgent. Pre-boundaries, you might have jumped out of bed, grabbed your laptop, and sacrificed your weekend. But post-boundaries, you calmly respond Monday morning because your personal time is sacred. Do you feel the power in that? There's another wonderful example. My daughter-in-law is a nurse and she works in critical care. So it is a very, very demanding position. She does very demanding work. She hardly gets any sleep, right? Well, on her TikTok, she posted screenshots of how she is kicking ass in boundary enforcement. She posted shots of all the times that she said no to being called in to work. Now, for any of you that have anything negative to say about that, meet me at the flagpole because we're going to fight. My daughter-in-law is one of the hardest working women that I have ever known in my entire life. And how dare anyone think anything negative of her without even knowing her? I'm so proud of her for saying no, because especially in helping positions, we feel obligated to say yes. Whether it's the physical healthcare system, the behavioral healthcare system, do you know what it does to me to turn away a patient? When someone says to me, I'm struggling with this, I need your help, and I can't get them in, or I can't work within their time frame, it bothers me. I'm not going to lie. But guess what? I'm also not going to twist myself up and make my own self sick trying to push against my own boundaries and take on more than my body can handle. And so when I saw that pop up on TikTok, when I saw my daughter-in-law's texts to employers saying, unfortunately, I'm not able to come in, it was amazing. She did not make apologies. This is who she is. She's setting her boundary. She's not apologizing for who she is. She is simply assertively saying no. And I could not have been prouder when I saw that. So let's kind of reframe that fear of saying no. Now, I know what you're thinking, what some of you are thinking anyway, but won't people get mad? Won't I ruin relationships? First of all, if saying no ruins a relationship, was it ever a healthy one? Let that marinate for a moment. Second, let's reframe this fear. Saying no is not rejection. It is simply redirection. You are not saying, I don't care about you. You are saying, I care about myself enough to be honest. And honesty, my friends, is a gift. A clear no is kinder than a resentful yes. Trust me on that. I hear this coming up in my therapy sessions all the time. When people say yes and they don't want to, the resentment builds. And nobody wins. Nobody. When a relationship is filled with resentment. Now, I know I've briefly covered boundaries in prior episodes, but I think it warrants another episode, given especially that we are around the holiday season, and that's where we tend to weaken in our boundary setting and enforcement because, that obligation, it's there, that feeling that we have to say yes. No, you do not have to say yes. So let's talk about how to say no like a boss. So saying no does not have to be dramatic. You don't need a monologue or a PowerPoint presentation. So let's talk about some badass ways to simply just say no. So the simple one, right? No, thank you. Done. That's it. Boom. It's a full sentence. And then we've got the boundary no, which sounds like, I can't take that on right now, but I hope it works out. Right? End of sentence. That's it. No more explanation needed. And how about the redirect no? That one would sound like, I can't help with that, but have you tried? And then insert whatever resource there. And then we've got the no with love. And that sounds a little bit like, I'd love to, but I'm already stretched too thin. I encourage you to practice these. Write them down. Hell, say them into a mirror if you need to. Because the more you use them, the more natural they will feel. No, thank you. I can't take that on right now, but I hope it works out. I can't help with that, but have you tried this? And I'd love to, but I'm already stretched too thin. None of that sounds like a bad person, right? No, it doesn't. It is a kind way to enforce a boundary. And I'm telling you, it may sound goofy to practice saying these things, but it will feel more natural. The more you practice, the more natural it feels. And remember, and this is a hard one for a lot of you, I know this, but you do not owe anyone an explanation. No is a complete sentence. End of discussion. Period. That's it. And let's talk about the ripple effect of no. When you start saying no, something magical happens. You attract relationships that actually respect your boundaries. You make space for the things that light you up. And you teach others, especially other women, that it is okay to prioritize themselves too. Ladies, I want you to remember that saying no isn't just about you. It is a ripple effect. Every no you speak with confidence inspires someone else to do the same. As somebody who has had to master the art of no, it is such a pleasure for me to teach it to others. And I know that I have been an example for so many of the women that I work with. I can't tell you how many times I've had someone say to me, "Oh yeah, I was in the situation and, I had to be assertive and it freaked me out. And so I just pictured you on my shoulder telling me what to say. I thought to myself, how would Kelly say this?" And I did it and it was amazing. And even though I felt a little bit guilty, it got me the results that I needed. I took care of myself. I cannot tell you how inspiring that is for me as a therapist and as a coach to hear. When I hear that I have inspired someone to do something positive for themselves, I have that moment of, my work here is complete. My time on this earth is beneficial to someone, right? Because I always say, if I can help just one person with one thing, I will be so happy. Full disclosure, that's a total freaking lie. Because I want to make a lot of people happy. I want to change the world. I want to make a difference in the world. But it's kind of a nice thing to say to myself, right? If I can just help one person, I will be so happy. Yes, I am happy helping one person, but I'd be even happier helping a million, right? But as somebody who sets and enforces healthy boundaries and teaches others to do the same, I know that I cannot possibly help all of the people that I want to help, which is why I am always thinking outside the box as far as ways that I can reach more people. That's why I have this podcast, because I thought to myself, what's another way that I could help people and they wouldn't have to pay any money to come see me, right? Because I know not everybody can afford therapy. Not everybody can afford coaching. And so I thought, well, this is a way to do it. Maybe someone will listen to me. Apparently, there's a lot of someone's listening to me. And so I hope that if you're listening to this, that you are one of the people that I have helped with just one thing. If you've listened to 50 episodes and just one of them was helpful, I will be happy with that. Not entirely satisfied because I'd like to help you a little bit more than that, but you know what I'm saying. Boundaries. It's a good thing. All right, Hive, given that this is the holiday season and I'm still very sick, I am going to be cutting this episode a bit shorter than I normally would have, but this is me setting and enforcing a healthy boundary. See how easy that is? All right, Hive fam. Here is my challenge for you this week. Say no to one thing that does not serve you. Just one. Maybe it's a meeting. Maybe it's that PTA committee you got guilted into joining. Maybe it's time with a friend who sucks your soul down to nothing, right? Whatever it is, say no and feel the weight lift off of your shoulders. And if you want to share your no victories, or if you need some extra support, come join us in the Hint Hive Facebook group. We have got your back in there. As always, thank you for spending your precious time with me today, Queens. Remember, every no is a yes to yourself. You are worth every single boundary that you set. So, until next time, keep being bold, keep being badass, and keep amplifying your beautiful voice. This podcast is powered by Kelly Hint Empowerment Coaching, as well as Kelly M. Hint LMHC and The Cranky Counselor. To find out more about coaching services, head over to CoachKellyHint.com. If you'd like to know more about the psychotherapy services I offer to individuals within the state of New York, you can check out KellyMHint.com. And if you'd like to learn more about aromatherapy, you can check out TheCrankyCounselor.com.